Amazon removes parlor services from online. Joe Biden pledges to go after the NRA when in office. The Daily Wire posts a pretty funny video about Democrats and what they think about unity. Science has found out that transgender women have an advantage in sports. And impeachment and what it actually means. More of this in this video. Welcome to the Republican Talks, everybody. I am your host, Kenneth Glenn. And today, we are going to be talking about a bunch of subjects today. I thought instead of making a bunch of YouTube videos and posting them one at a time, I thought I could just make one large YouTube video about a bunch of different subjects. Make about a 20-minute video and post one 20-minute video instead of 4 10-minute videos. I think that'd be more productive. And I can get more information out even quicker than if you had to watch 10 or 4 videos. So, we're going to talk about Parler first. Amazon removes Parler from their services. Like, they remove the website. Now, this is, in my opinion, it's not very good. You shouldn't remove things. They said they removed Parler because Parler was going against Amazon's terms of service, which they weren't. And there's a video, Ben Shapiro made a video. It was a perfect video. Amy Peikoff, or forgot how to exactly say her name. I hope I'm saying that right. Amy Peikoff is talking about how Amazon treated them wrong and unfairly, which they pretty much did according to what she was talking about. And I'll believe her over a large corporation, because large corporations are pretty corrupt at points, especially Amazon. So basically what happened was Amazon said, hey, you're going against our terms of service, and we're going to kick you off if you don't change it. And Amy Peikoff was like, okay, what do you want to change? What do you want removed? And Amazon never gave a clear instructions of what was bad and what was wrong. So they didn't know what to remove. And even when they were trying their best to remove certain content, Amazon was never given a leadway. Amazon never said, hey, okay, good, you removed the stuff we want to remove. And she was trying to get a hold of Amazon. Amazon wasn't answering. And at midnight, they just shut down their whole servers. So that's just not good. In my opinion, I don't think Amazon did a good thing there. Regardless if it's their company, their choice or not, it's still not a good choice. Because if someone's not going against your terms of service and you're saying you're going to shut them down because they're going against your terms of service, I just think that's very, very illogical and very dumb. Now, ever since I've joined YouTube, I've heard this argument all the time. It's a company's choice what he does, so who cares? I've heard this so many times after I've gotten many of my videos removed. Not from this channel necessarily, but YouTube removed a lot of my videos from other channels that I've been on. And they always bring up the illustration of, what about the gay couple and the bakery? They always bring up that situation because a baker decided to refuse service from a so a bakery refused to serve a gay couple for a wedding cake. And he'll always illustrate this as an argument. So when Twitter and Amazon worked together to get Parler banned completely, Twitter, Amazon, and the App Store themselves were working together to get Parler banned. When they were doing that, Twitter banned people, and then Twitter basically says, hey, if you don't like it, leave. Kind of like how we've been saying that for a while with our country. If you don't like this country, just leave. And we'll be like, okay, we're going to leave. And then as soon as we leave, they shut down the thing that we're leaving to go to. Now, how this relates to the bakery thing. The difference between supporting the bakery and the gay people incident over what Twitter and the App Store and Amazon are doing is, when it came to the bakery situation, the baker said, I'm not going to serve you, but here are different places that will serve you. what Twitter and Amazon and the App Store are doing is, if you don't like it, leave. And also, we're going to shut down every other place you can leave to. That's like if the baker were to say, leave my store and go somewhere else, and then shut down every other place that they could have gone to. That's pretty much what Twitter, Amazon, and the App Store did. Okay, now moving on. So, Ryan Savandra on the dailywire, he posted an article talking about how Joe Biden wants to defeat the NRA. The NRA is the National Rifle Association. They deal with firearms and different guns like that. And so this is the article. What the article says: last week, on the anniversary of the Tucson, Arizona shooting that killed 6 people and wounded Gabby Gaffords, Joe Biden promised that he would defeat the NRA. This is the huge thing, huge push for usually Democrats who are anti-gun. They like to push the whole agenda that these people died because guns are illegal, so let's make them illegal. And if you agree that guns should be legal, you're just as bad as the people who shoot people. This is kind of like the whole argument for the left. The left makes a huge argument that guns are bad, guns are wrong, and if you disagree, it's because you're okay with people dying, which is not true at all. I think that guns should be legal. We should be able to bear and keep arms. I have a few things I want to say later on about this, but I'm just going to keep on going what Joe Biden wants to do. So Joe Biden's plan of action is to ban high-capacity rounds, which he said this before. He wants to ban all high-capacity rounds, which I guess is more than 10, I'm guessing, because that's usually what that's considered as. He wants to ban assault weapons, ARs, AKs. He didn't bring up FNs, so I'm wondering if FNCs or FN SCARs will get banned. But he just said ARs and AKs. High-capacity rounds, of course. He just wants to defeat the NRA. He wants to just have complete control. Which complete government intervention is actually pretty bad, and there's pretty bad history behind it. So I'm just going to go through and basically explain to you why I disagree with everything Joe Biden's going to do here. So Joe Biden wants to ban all guns, and first of all, it's in the Bill of Rights that we have the right to keep and bear arms. So right there, guns should not be able to be banned, and technically it's unconstitutional if you were to ban firearms. The Founding Fathers put the right to bear arms in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, for a reason, and that reason is so we can keep and bear arms to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. To protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. Now, we don't have one yet, and we may never have one. But the Constitution says that we have the right to bear arms to fight against a tyrannical government. That's why it's there. The Founding Fathers who fought a tyrannical government put those rights in there. I hear all these arguments like, oh, we shouldn't have military-grade weapons. Yes, we should, because they had military-grade weapons back in those days. In the 1700s, the military-grade weapon, the normal standard-issue military weapon, was a musket. Everybody had a musket in their household. So try to get yourself out of that wet paper bag. Explain yourself out of that one. He wants military-grade weapons, and the idea that people think, oh, well, that's because it's single-shot weapons. You don't think that the Founding Fathers knew that guns were going to advance? You just think that the guns were going to peak at one-shot rifles? It's silliness, absolute silliness. So I'm always completely against the gun argument. I don't think there should be any gun law. I think any gun law is an infringement, and I think anyone who makes a gun law should get impeached immediately because it is unconstitutional garbage. So next argument here. So in Texas and California, there's 2 equivalent-ish terrorist attacks where 2 terrorists tried to kill a bunch of people. Except for in Texas, it was resolved within minutes, where in California, it took multiple hours to stop these 2 terrorists because of the lack of firepower that they had. Okay, camera focus. I'm trying to get the camera to focus here. Alright. Yeah, so in Texas, it was pretty fast because Texas has very little gun laws, where in California they have a lot of gun laws and a lot of government intervention. which is just garbage, in my opinion. And last but not least, every other country so far that has done a complete gun buyback, like Germany and Russia, it has ended in thousands of lives being lost. Because once the people lose their guns, they have nothing to fight back with. So the government can just do whatever they want. Not saying that's Joe Biden's plan, but that's just something that can happen. Now we're going to move on, and we're going to watch a video made by the Daily Wire. It's on the Daily Wire YouTube channel if you want to watch the whole thing. I'll put the link in the description below. And this video is absolutely hilarious. Okay? So this is what the Democrats think what unity is all about and what it should be all about. So we're going to watch that video together, and we're going to laugh at it. I've already seen the video, but I just think it's funny. It's too funny not to share. Alright? So let's turn your attention to that.
To hit on one group.
It's very important. It's one of the most important things. I'm one of the most tolerant people because I'm one of the most empathetic people.
Do Republicans have any value at all?
No, they're delusional. I mean, they're literally delusional.
I just like how the Democratic Party is all about unity and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. We're gonna unify. We're gonna team up together. And then as soon as you bring up the name Republic, as soon as the word, and then you bring up the word Republican, they're like, ew, no. They're like, we're gonna unify with anybody. If you're gay, lesbian, black, white, Hispanic, but for Republican, no. I think it's funny. At least when like if a Republican says all lives matter, he actually believes that all lives matter. Where when a Democrat's like, oh, we're gonna unify, they don't actually believe, and they're not actually going to unify. I like how he asks, do Republicans have any value? And she just says, no, they're delusional. We're delusional? Well, it's a bunch of silliness. Democrats say the darndest things. That should be a TV show. Democrats say the darndest things. That would be a hilarious TV show, and I would watch it every day. I would watch that show every day. I just thought that'd be a funny, rabbit trail to go on to. I thought it was a way too funny of a video to not share. That video is hilarious. I recommend you watch it on your own. I'll put the video link into the description below so you can watch that. Alright, so now we're going to move on. Science has found that transgender women have an advantage at sports than cisgender women. So transgender women means that a guy who turns into a female or who wants to be a female. And this study found out that transgender women, men who turn into women, are at a physical advantage at sports than normal women. No, I am not kidding. Science just found this out. This is Dan Avery on NBC, I think. A new study by the British Journal of Sports and Medicine found that transgender women are stronger than natural gender counterparts. They're thinking of adding a 1-year waiting period for athletes who are transitioning. So this whole study was, they literally had to study this to realize that transgender women are stronger than normal women. I'm an idiot and I could have told you that. I am not super smart when it comes to science stuff, but I could have told you that transgender women are stronger and have a competitive advantage against normal women. I mean, just look at them. Have you seen the pictures of transgender women versus normal women? I mean, it's pretty common sense if you ask me. I don't know. And Donald Trump Jr. got a lot of, was taking heat for what he said. He supposedly attacked a transgender woman. And he attacked transgender women in general. because he read this exact study right here. That's honestly a waste of time, and it was super common sense, and it's very silly that people actually took the time to actually study this crap. Because, in honesty, it's pretty no-brainer. It's a no-brainer that it's waste of time, in my opinion. He supposedly attacked women, but his comments were literally, he just said, like, no crap. Transgender women are stronger than normal women, which he was pretty profane with how he spoke. When you're a politician, I don't think that you should go around swearing all the time. I just think that's a very improper way to talk. You didn't hear George Washington just like, mother effer this and that's that. You didn't hear George Washington do that. That's why I just don't think that it's very proper. You don't hear a lot of politician type characters do that. Well, you hear it now more often. But you don't hear people do that. That's why I just don't think it's very proper. But beyond that, I don't think a lot of stuff that Donald Trump Jr. said was actually that bad. Donald Trump Jr. said, thanks for standing up to this BS, which, once again, pretty profane, but what he said was not necessarily offensive. So for these people to say, oh, he attacked them, when he just said that this study was stupid and waste of time, like no crap, that's not attacking, that's just him explaining why he thinks this study was a waste of time, which it was. And now we're going to move on to our last point of the day. We're going to talk about the impeachment misunderstandings. So there's a lot of social media accounts right now who are talking about Trump's second impeachment as if it's a big deal that Trump got impeached for a second time. And they think that it's going to make it so he can never run for office again. Which is just silliness, in my opinion. Just silliness coming out of the left. Jason Momoa posted on his Instagram not too long ago. He posted a video of a dude who was laughing. I don't know who the dude was, but laughing about how Trump got impeached twice. Ha ha ha, look at that. When Trump didn't even really get impeached the first time. Let's be honest, Trump got impeached. But it's more of like a name than anything because they call it getting impeached, but realistically, when you get impeached, you're out of office. And impeachment is when both the Senate and the House agree that what you did was horrible and that we're going to kick you out for it. But no, it was only the House that thought what he did was bad. And both times, the impeachment only got to the House, and then once the Senate got a hold of it, they're like, I ain't impeaching this guy. He did nothing wrong. The first impeachment was about the transcript, when Trump supposedly said that if you don't investigate Hunter Biden, you're not getting the money, even though it actually happened the other way around. Actually, Joe Biden said, if you don't stop investigating my son, I'm not going to give you the money. Play clip. And the second time is because Trump incited violence, which he didn't. Donald Trump actually said to be peaceful and respect the men and women in blue at the Capitol. So I don't know where he incited violence, and I don't know why people keep saying that he does. And I don't know why the fact checkers aren't fact checking all the people who say that Trump's inciting violence. But you already know how the fact checkers are. They lean left anyways. They are left leaning. I saw this. They're very left leaning. I saw this funny meme, and it showed. This is what fact checkers look like, and it shows the cross-eyed dude from Mr. Deeds at a computer, and he has a Biden-Harris sticker on the back of his wall. I just thought that was funny because that's literally how fact checkers are. The fact checkers will take some claim that is true, and then be like, no. I'd even been fact checked. I posted a picture of the back of a box of masks, and it said, disclaimer, do not use for COVID on the back of it. And it got fact checked and said, no, masks work for COVID. But all I did was just take a picture of the mask box that says disclaimer: do not use for COVID, and then I got fact checked. Also, the Hodgkins got fact checked. Just the whole fact checking thing's annoying, but the whole impeachment misunderstanding I'm just go back to that. Everybody thinks that impeachment's such a big deal, like, oh, he got impeached, ha ha ha, funny. But it wasn't really that big of a deal because he didn't really get impeached. It would have been a bigger deal if both the House and Senate agreed to it, and it would definitely look worse. I even saw an Instagram comment saying that Trump will never be able to run again since he got impeached twice, but which is just a bunch of silliness too, because that's not how impeachment works, actually, believe it or not. Now, I think he is the first president in history, I'm pretty sure, to get put on the impeachment trial twice. I'm pretty sure. I know Bill Clinton only got put on there once because of the altercation with the woman. But I don't know. I just don't know what the big deal is with Trump getting impeached twice. And he didn't really get impeached. He just, I don't know what the big deal is. So anyways, I hope you liked the video, guys. Please leave a comment, subscribe for more. I'll see you guys later.
Hey, Donald Trump is your president, if you like it or not.